Hello, my name's Claire from Conscious Chemo, and I want to reflect on something that's I've really had to do actually whilst I've been navigating this cancer diagnosis. And I'm really pleased I have been able to do it. I hope it helps others. And that is that I've really had to allow myself to meet myself where I'm at right now. So, one of the big spiritual truths that I've been passed down from various teachers is that really you can pull all spirituality back to two words, and they are don't compare. Don't compare. Don't compare this year to last year. Don't compare yesterday to today. Don't compare night to morning. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare one holiday to another. When you can really practice not comparing, um, then it's much easier to be where you are at in the moment. Because when you really strip it back, most um, feelings, the most negative feelings come from us comparing ourselves to others and then thinking that we're not slim enough or we're not good enough or, we haven't got as much money as somebody else, we don't have as much material belongings as somebody else. That all comes from comparing. So if we drop any notion of comparison, then more contentment naturally arises. And I think for me, when I've been navigating this diagnosis, I really had to early on not compare myself to my pre-cancer self. I was always I never took any medication for anything, apart from childbirth when I had to then. Um, I had always been the person that just ticked no to every have you got X, Y, and Z on a medical form? No, 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 no. I need a medication. No, no, no. So I had to really meet myself where I'm at and accept that that's now changed and that that's okay. So not only did I have to meet myself where I'm at in terms of being on medication, I've also had to meet myself where I'm at in terms of physical changes. The menopause has been triggered by the high dose chemo last year, and I've had to meet myself there. Obviously, that instigates hormonal changes. I've had to meet myself there. I've had bloated stomach. I've actually got some changes that have gone on in my pelvic floor. I've had lots of treatment on my cervix from child birth, and perhaps now the menopause has instigated some changes there. And I could let these things really pull me down and keep remembering how I was a year ago when I didn't have any of these conditions. But what I'm really pleased I've been able to meet myself where I'm at now and accept where I'm at and embrace it and take the lessons from those changes, take the learnings. Obviously, I'm learning so much about myself that I'll be able to share in my teachings, which is wonderful, and being okay with that. And when you are able to do that, when you can meet yourself where you're at now and not compare, A, it feels liberating. B, for me, it's made me feel more human. It's allowed me more compassion for other people that are going through changes and experiencing different ailments that might, be raising issues for them. Um, and I think it's really allowed me to experience that whatever arises is okay, and not to take anything for granted as well. Um, and how it is the way we respond to situations that can make a huge difference in our experience of them. And I think that's what I've really learned. That's what's been really empowering for me this year. If I hadn't have had the diagnosis, the treatment, the changes in my body, then I wouldn't have experienced how I've been able to drop the fear, to not compare, to meet myself where I'm at. And that's actually led me to its acceptance of self. And I can now see how I maybe wasn't accepting myself when I didn't have these conditions. It's like I've needed this to really accept myself fully. And that is so liberating. It doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean I don't have things coming up in my head, but I turn the dial down. I meet myself where I'm at, and I just feel so joyous. Because if you can get to that point, then it doesn't matter where you are or who you're with. If you've accepted yourself, then it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of you. And I think I used to really want to people please, and I wanted people to like me, and now I accept myself. That all just falls away, and that's really, really liberating. So if you're beating yourself up about anything, don't compare. Meet yourself where you're at. You're exactly where you need to be, and you can always find growth, evolvement, lessons, empowerment, no matter what your external circumstances. So I hope you found this useful. I wish you all the best in navigating your life situation, whatever that might be. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you in the next video. Claire from Conscious Chemo.